Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another video, and today guys I'm reviewing Season 2, Episode 4 of The Mandalorian, which is called The Siege. This will contain spoilers, because, this episode has a lot of great stuff in it, but, make sure you guys check out my other reviews for, Season 1 and Season 2 so far, and, make sure you like and subscribe for, me to review the rest of the season, but, this is easily probably my favorite episode of Season 2, even beating out, the season premiere, which was still pretty good, but this episode right here is completely awesome. First of all, this episode is directed by Carl Weathers, Grief Cargo himself, Apollo Creed, whatever you want to really call him, Dylan from Predator. I don't know. I love Carl Weathers, though, and he actually directs this and easily got some of the best action scenes out of Season 2 so far, but this episode, pretty much Mando on his way to go find Ahsoka. He makes a stop by at I forgot the planet's name, but the planet where Grief Karga and Cara Dune are. But he stops by there and he's like, "Hey, you gonna fix my ship?" They're like, "Yeah, sure. Only if you help us, blow up this Imperial base by depleting the cooler tower, the cooling cells or whatnot, so it'll be blown up by the lava because it is a lava planet after all." But I wish I remember the name, but he's like, "Sure." So, they drop Baby Yoda off at this little school because, Cara Dune's the marshal of the town now, which, and she's also cleaned up the town. So, the town's kind of a, kind of presentable place now. And, they're like, we kind of want this to be, the kind of like trade center of this realm or whatnot because, they are on the outer rim. But, and I also kind of bring up the interesting point with, the way the galaxy is kind of structured. You got the core, the outer rim, and, the outer rim people, they don't really want anybody messing in it. Like, even with the New Republic, they're like, yeah, Empire was bad about controlling the outer rim, and so is the New Republic. We kind of just wish to, be at our own free will, which is honestly pretty interesting to me. But especially the way that, the Mandalorian's portraying the New Republic. I don't know, I just, it's kind of portraying as it's better than the Empire, but it's still not perfect. But, so Mando's like, sure, why not? So, they go to this base. And also, it's great to see the one kind of blue fish guy from the first episode of Season 1. He's back, and apparently, the reason there's a bounty out on him is he stole some of Grief Kargo's money and kind of ran off because he was his long-time accountant, and now he's just kind of, working for him to pay off his debt and whatnot. It's kind of funny because that episode, Grief Kargo's like, if you do this, I'll take off some years off your debt or whatnot, which is kind of funny, but he also is kind of a nice companion or, I guess, kind of comic relief throughout their mission. But honestly, pretty cool action scene, when they're going through the entire Imperial base, blasting people. Pretty cool shootout and stuff. I love seeing the Imperial stormtroopers again. And then, it's discovered that, this Imperial base is not really a, military installation itself. It's more of a research lab. And we learned that, they were whenever they captured Baby Yoda in the very first season, they took some of his blood samples and, we hear the M count in the blood or whatnot. They were putting it to subjects, and it failed miserably. And M count obviously stands for midichlorian count, which is kind of interesting because they're kind of transfusing the blood of Baby Yoda into these subjects. Apparently, it failed pretty miserably, but, which, it's kind of interesting, but we do see later in the episode, like at the very end, which Moff-Gideon's new Star Destroyer, it looks amazing, but we kind of see that, it does seem like they're kind of weaponizing, I guess, like, force abilities, or, like, midichlorians and whatnot, because kind of seems like they have these super commando, force-sensitive, at least, troopers, which is really cool. Their whole black armor, it's kind of hard to see. They kind of look like droids at first, but pretty sure there's just be, soldiers or whatnot. Really interested to see, those people in action or whatnot, but, the Razor Crest gets, fired up and all that, but, they escape on, like, the little, troop transport thing they used in Season 1 at the end whenever they, rolled up into town. Near Nibiru, that's the name of the planet, but, and, Mando's like, see ya, I gotta go, get Baby Yoda before, Moff Gideon's him, so, see ya, and, he flies off, and then, Cara Dune, Grief Kargo and the fish guy are getting away, and then these TIE fighters take off after the base explodes and start chasing after them, and some speeder bikes, which is kind of cool to see the scout troopers back. But pretty cool chase scene with the TIE fighters and all. I love seeing more of the TIE fighter pilots and whatnot. But and then Mando comes in with the day with the Razor Crest, which is so epic, and I love it, whenever he starts blowing up the epic music and whatnot, and the Razor Crest is just back to new as it was. But and and then he's like, okay, I'll see you, but, you know, y'all have fun or whatnot, but, gotta go get this child to, you know, more Jedi, so I'm guessing next episode is definitely gonna be, Ahsoka, but, and then we see the two, New Republic X-Wing fighters we saw from, you know, episode, what was that, episode 2 of season 2. They come to town, they're like, yeah, we're doing a report about why this base blew up. It shows that your thingy showed a Razor Crest or whatnot. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, okay, sure, buddy. But, you know, I guess they don't really care about Rest Banda. It's just kind of, you know, they kind of have to do it. But, and then we learned that Cara Dune's actually from Alderaan. And, you know, he's like, who'd you lose in Alderaan? And because he's like, yeah, I was back in the war during Alderaan. And she's like, everyone. And you're like, oh, shit, well, that's kind of depressing, honestly. But, you know, at the end, like I said, Moff Gideon, Star Destroyer, his super commando troops, whatever they're going to be called, and also the thing that one of the technicians on Navarre that worked on the Razor Crest, or the mechanics or whatnot, put a tracking beacon on the Razor Crest, so, you know, Mando and Baby Yoda are fucked now, but, honestly, though, like I said, this episode is easily my favorite of Season 2 so far. Hopefully, it can be topped a little bit, but I'm going to definitely give this a 9.6 out of 10. Like, this was really enjoyable, but, anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about, you know, Season 2, Episode 4 of The Mandalorian, you know, The Siege down below. Like I said, I love it even more when I learned that it was directed by Carl Weathers. But check out my Twitter and Discord, link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!